And me.
Yeah, Ned.
And me.
And you.
A lot of shows have funny comedians. How many have me?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show with the host who puts the oar in forehead, Mr. Mike Langworthy.
Yes. I put the oar in forehead because there's lots of comedy or in my jokes.
Yes.
You can
The aura.
yes, we have you can fractionate my jokes and come up with better jokes. Higher jokes of higher. Shut up. All right.
Shut up, he explained.
So anyway, here's what I'm trying to say. Higher octane was the word I was looking for. And fractionating, of course, fractionating I get. That's the scientific term. It's the basic English that escapes me.
Do we have to talk about fracking again, Mike?
It's Woody Allen's joke. I've got all the details worked out. Now, if I could only think of the main points. And that for you kids that are just starting out, that's how you do a joke, get a laugh with it, and give credit so you don't have to feel too guilty. The laugh is all mine. I don't give a fuck that Mr. Allen. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Probably not.
No. Allen and Rossi?
Nope. Fred Allen.
Oh,
Huge
yeah.
star in radio. Huge star. And his wife.
I just read his biography.
Really? Another
It's
one?
a very good book. Yeah, it's a very good book.
What was it called? Because I read a biography of him.
Oh, I'd have to find it. But it wasn't an autobiography. It was a biography. But it was an autobiography. It was really good. It was about the old days, vaudeville, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's amazing.
When he worked with Fink's Mules.
You worked with him, right, Mike? Am I right?
No, he dead. He was dead before I was old enough to work with him. Although I was alive. I was alive while he was.
It was a year-old joke, Mike. Just play along.
Oh yeah. We worked together. Fred and I go way back.
Some ball breakage may
We used
occur.
to work on the Chautauqua circuit together.
Oh, those were the days.
We used to work the M-word shows. Anyway, we have an exciting lineup for me tonight because there are a number of people on here whose names I don't know. And I always like it when there's somebody new on the show, and especially like it when that someone new turns out to be pretty good. And I just have a feeling that's what's going to happen tonight. We're going to have new people. People are going to be, it's going to be raucous in here. Oh. Which reminds me of nothing in particular. Why don't we just get the show rolling? Because you know what?
That's one way to go.
It's a way to go. If you're not funny, you should just get out of the way. And tonight, I don't feel like I've got my A stuff. Speaking of A stuff,
4 minutes in, we should start the show.
Oh, you mean like, hey, are you, Chuck, would you like to say anything by way of starting the show officially?
Oh, sure. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mike Langworthy.
Oh, thank you. Some of those new people are saying, who is that guy talking? What's going on? All right. Anyway, I'll plug things along the way while we're talking. And in the meantime, I want to bring up our first performer. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go this way.
Mike, aren't you going to change into your show clothes first?
Yeah. This is the.
That's your makeup shawl.
This is my zip up. This is my zip up hoodie from the Fuck You Ned collection.
You got some Fuck You Ned merch?
I put it.
It's all the kids are doing it.
I'll tell you how effective the "fuck you, Ned" merch is. No royalties for Ned.
Hey,
Didn't you
I
get
don't
that
know.
hoodie for working on Crankshaft?
Working on a crankshaft. No, actually, I worked at the crankshaft. That's where we met. Don't you remember? Anyway, Chuck.
That's a bar,
Thank
right?
you for introducing me. Yes, it's a bar. It's a gay bar. It's a gay bar joke. Okay. Not a good one. All right, I'll give you that.
No,
I
not good.
like 5 minutes ago. Nobody will let me get off stage to do that. Longshore, smoking will shorten your life, but not as much as living in Romania. So just go ahead.
At least they have water.
So they won't have to change their name to Flint. Anyway,
Shit.
or Texas for that matter. Am I right, people? All right, our first performer tonight, and I'm going to name the first two up front so everybody knows. Our first performer tonight is going to be Josh DiDonato. We're going to follow that with Paula Maddox, who I believe is here. Is she not? Somewhere along the way, Paula?
Yes, she's in the chat.
Oh, there it is, Savage Henry. Okay. So anyway, those are our first two performers, and I will be on the chat to let other people know who's coming up next. All right. Okay. So please welcome, if you will, Josh DiDonato.
Yay.
Oh boy. So glad to be back at this thing. It's been a while. I guess this was, but I was here before the Super Bowl, which was pretty interesting this year. When I say the Super Bowl, I don't mean the sports one. My own personal Super Bowl was the second impeachment trial. Yeah, the only difference was I knew that my side was going to lose ahead of time. So, but still lost some money in Vegas. Never bet the over on Republican convictions in the Senate. But there was a lot of new footage they showed in the impeachment trial, and then a bunch of the old stuff that we'd seen. And there's this one part of Donald Trump's speech when he's riling up the folks before they storm the place that I'd just seen so many times, and it just kept sticking out to me. I couldn't put my finger on it. And I realized after seeing it for maybe the 100th time that in this speech, Donald Trump, for just a moment, goes into a Jerry Lewis impression. And I'm going to do the part of the speech. If you've seen 5 minutes on January 6th, you've probably seen this part of the speech where he says, so we're going to walk down to the Capitol. Like he's doing Lewis. You should go to the Capitol and you don't count the Electoral College vote. You shouldn't count the votes.
What's yours?
Count the votes of the nice black man, and you shouldn't. Mike Pence, don't betray me. Lady shouldn't hit the cop with the hockey stick. And I wonder if like Donald Trump was just doing Jerry Lewis this whole time, if he would have been more bearable, just like, and then when you're famous, you grab the lady by the privates, and then you take the baby and you put it in a cage. And then during the insurrection, Donald Trump calls this Alabama Senator, Tommy Tuberville. And Tommy Tuberville's like, they just took Mike Pence away to safety. There's people walking through the hall screaming, hang Mike Pence. And the Alabama Senator says this to Trump, and he's like, okay, yeah. But, can you slow down the counting of the votes? And Donald Trump left Mike Pence to die in the Capitol, which just blows my mind. And then I realized, like, wait a second, why am I rooting for Mike Pence? Why do I care more about Mike Pence than Ted Cruz? And I wish they had caught him and hung him. At least something good could have come out of this. And if they'd hung Mike Pence in front of the Capitol, they still would have been like 100 Republican congressmen voting to overturn the election, which I'd love hearing Republican excuses for nasty shit they do. I'm sure there would have been somebody who's like, Mike Pence, who's no longer with us, they haven't put him down out front yet. But I still think that he would have wanted us to question these election results. Yeah. All right. This is kind of strange. People talk about sex in comedy. It's not easy for me, but a lot of people are into different stuff in the bedroom. There's some people are into baby talk, which is not my thing. If that's, if you're into that, that's fine. I'm more into Nana talk. I like a real hot grandmother role play. If my partner can really just get into that character, and like, oh, I found a coupon for some Folgers in my handbag. Like that just gets me going. Happy birthday, Timothy. Here's a crisp $5 bill you can take to the general store. I'm wet. I'm a lake. Oh, you've made me dampen my bloomers. Anything like, oh, and now that's what I call some hard candy. Would you like to climax on my bosom? So, a lot of people have daddy issues. I've got granny issues. So, all right. Thank you and good night.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a real great set. When you walk through the dorm with your dick up high. All right. Good job. Thank you. Way to get us started with a rousing. You know what, Jerry? You'll have me at Jerry Lewis. You don't even have to do the impression. Just say Jerry Lewis. Incredibly talented guy. Worst taste in what to do with his talent in the history of the world. History of the world. So anyway, is Paula there? Because I've seen her.
I am there.
You are? All right. Well, let me keep it going then. With one of our faves here. She comes to us all the way from somewhere else. And boy, are you going to love her. Please welcome, if you will, Paula Maddox.
Yeah.
Hello. Remind me to send you more than $1 for my intro for next week. I'll send you a $5. Maybe I can. Oh, goodness sakers. Well, I wasn't ready for my debut. I'm actually wearing my muumuu. For all your parents out there, this muumuu didn't come into existence like a normal muumuu. I actually bought this dress to be a muumuu. That's when I knew I leveled up in my penitentiary institutionalization. It's confirmed. Yeah, because who walks through a Target and goes, "Oh my God, that roughly purple dress? Oh, that would be great as a muumuu." Not fucking cool at all. Not fucking cool at all. So let's warn the class that don't know, if you haven't procreated, don't fucking do it. I'm gonna make it funny for you, but it ain't fucking funny. Can I just tell you? Yeah, I found out why they don't put pregnancy on the list of STDs. I found that out. It's so that nature can find her fools faster. Man, she's efficient too, man. She stomped all over my plans. I let her in. What am I gonna do, God, it sucks. I never caught an STD, I'm proud to say. Thank my hoary stars, but then I got caught in the parent trap. I don't know which is worse, I often wonder. I wonder if Clap talks back as much as mine do, because I have 6 of them. No, we're not going to name them. It's just an affliction. It's not an infestation or one of those shuns. It's just fucked up shun, It's all good. All good. I did marry my kid's dad when they were young, when I was young and dumb. And the best part about that is the kids weren't bastards. So I scored there. I really did. Yeah. And they all have the same dad. So if nothing else works out, I have that, you know? It's good. It's good. It's a double win because see, my sisters couldn't do that. So hey, sibling rivalry, I won. Fuck, what did I win? I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. So bad. I did another thing that was super dumb when I was young and dumb and full of a lot of bad things that weren't good for me. I'm coming to figure. But this one's so dumb, it doesn't deserve the letter B anymore. It's just D-U-M dumb. You know, it's that I decided not to spank my kids. Like, came out of the closet loud and proud, not spanking them. Can't make me do it. Not gonna do it, you know. They were right. They were right. I should have just fucking thumped them all, man. And the main reason I didn't want to spank it, besides the emotional trauma and all that shit that happens with the kid, is I didn't want to be one of those parents that missed. You know, like, how dumb are you to you miss on a 3-year-old? Like, what the fuck's your problem? Those kids are fast, you guys. You have no fucking idea. Like, they're so fucking fast. And I have yet to figure out how my mom made that slipper go around the fucking corner, you know? Oh, God. So bad, you guys. My mom says if we weren't meant to be spanked, God wouldn't have put a crack in our ass. You know, he put that there to absorb the blow.
Right.
Kind of nice, right?
Yeah.
And my dad, he comes up and gives me hugs now and again. And he says, you know, it takes a long time to raise the dumb out of a kid, honey. What are you trying to say, Dad? He's like, how's that not spanking working out for you? It's fucked up, Dad. But this is the mess of my own making. He's like, yeah, he's all, you thought cleaning your room was bad, huh? Shit, it's all good. It's all good. I have a 1 in 6 chance of it, hopefully a decent retirement. So, you know, if I can just survive, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But you know, it's all right. I may not spank them, but I'll trick them. I've trapped them. I taped them.
Oh, really?
Videotape, not packaging tape, though it is tempting to just put some tape over that loud, flappy hole and just stifle it. Nope, but you can't do that. So I'll shame them with their own misdeeds. And if that doesn't work, we'll send it up to Nan and Pop because they still have spank privileges. So either way, I'm in the clear, you know? It'll be all right. I do tell them that they have complaints with my mothering service. They can call the ASPCA anytime they want. So got that. Stay safe, take birth control. Stay out of the hood, y'all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Paula.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paula. Mother of the Year, Paula Maddox. My father was like a cobra when we were driving the car. We had 3 kids within 4 years. So it was like a straight line of heads across the back seat. And he would be driving and somebody would say something like, oh, what did, Mom, Don is pushing me. The boys are bothering me. And like out of nowhere, man, he doesn't take his eyes off the road and out of nowhere, right on the fucking chops, man. Boom. And I'm ashamed to admit this, but I was an adult before I realized, I thought it was magic, you know. I thought it was just like my father was a warlock or something. Turned out it was the rear view mirror all those years. He knew exactly where we were. The son of a bitch was he was cheating. He was cheating. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty cool trick.
Yeah, it was great. And you know, my mom used to spank us, you know, and with it, she would spank us with like a yardstick sometimes. A lot of times she would use a mirror. Not because it was the right shape. It's just like to watch the smile on her face. Just saying, you know, everybody has their cross to bear. Oh, that was another thing she hit us with. Come on. Cross. God, it was a crucifix.
Child abuse.
It's hilarious. It's an LAFF riot.
No doubt.
If I may, I would like to change the pace and go from the stuff that makes you just feel bad about the human race to doing some real laughing along with Laura Hugg, who's really funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you. Well, I'll have to change my whole act now too. So, you know, I had a therapist. You know, I remember when I first got, you know, I got sober and then really fucked up my approach to romance, you know, like it was a miracle and all that. But like, you know, when it came to dating, like my whole approach to romance was to drink till I blacked out and then drag home a creep. And I got sober.
Where were you when I was single?
Well, and then I got sober. It was a lot harder to black out on donuts and ranch dressing. Mainly, I just raised my cholesterol level. But I remember I went to a therapist because I got depressed. You know, I didn't know how to move forward. And she's like, "Tell me about your parents." And I'm like, "Well, I wouldn't say I was raised by parents, more like roommates, one of whom gave birth to me." You know, so. It's all right though. They didn't hit me or anything like that. They just didn't pay, you know, they were neglectful. They didn't pay a lot of attention until I got really sick when I was young with chronic teen pregnancy. Then they really, you know, the nice thing I've learned is though, once you hit middle age, it's like, you know, society tells you when you're young, you're not allowed to blame your parents anymore. Like you hit in your 20s and you can't blame your parents. But you know, to me, if you make it back to 40 again, you could start blaming those assholes. So I am a recovering alcoholic. I don't drink anymore, and I'm glad I don't drink. I mean, so many of the comedians I work with are so much younger. When I drink, I don't turn into a cougar. I turn into more of a booger. Something slimy that you can't get off your hand. So, but like I did drugs too, but drugs weren't as much as my thing, you know, like, and, but I did have to see a counselor, you know, and she was like, "I think that you also have you were a drug addict." And I'm like, "I was not, you know, I mean, my foundation was liquid." And then she said, "Well, what drugs have you done?" And I'm like, "I did a kitty drugs, like a puff of weed here and there, which I don't think is a big deal, you know." And that, you know, and then I did also try mushrooms when I was, you know, around the same. I mean, it was natural. I hung out with a lot of hippies, you know. Also, mushrooms are like vegetables, so I didn't think that really counted for much, you know. And then I didn't do it a lot. I did once. I tried peyote. That was a little rough, that one, but you know, some people really think that's wise. I'm like, it's buttons and I like fashion, you know. I probably would have gone into fashion design had I not gone into nothing. You know, I did do acid on a couple of weekends, like every weekend through my 10th and both 11th grade years. I took a lot of, you know, but it was experiment again, you know, which I also, you know, I hit the nitrous tank at that time too, but the dead was still alive. All my friends were following them and I needed a miracle, you know. So I think that about really was it, you know. And then well, also, all right, well, so I also used to eat my friend's prescription diet pills, my fat friend, you know, which is, that's what we called it back in those days. The old days, you called them your fat friends, and you ate all their diet pills, which is why they stayed fat and none of us are friends anymore. But, you know, I also remember I also inhaled this stuff called Rush. I don't know if anybody else ever did that in high school, where the little vial, its Christian name is amyl nitrate. And I think that's how you pronounce it. You inhale it, you get a rush, and then it's really fun. And then you get a migraine for 3 days. But, you know, And then if you inhale that in a gay bar, it's called poppers. So ask for a video head cleaner. You know, I don't want to update the technology on that joke or I'll have to give my chip back. But and then, you know, all right, okay. So there was a couple of times where I snorted crank, right? There was this biker, he made it in his bathtub and I did it. Well, I didn't want to offend my mom's new boyfriend, you know, and if you inhale that in a gay bar, it's called crystal meth. And I didn't want to offend my mom's new hairdresser. And I think that other than like some model glue, I did huff model glue for a period of time. Look, I told the counselor, I don't think that's drug abuse. I think I was going through a dark crafting period, you know? I had a hobby on my back like a motherfucker, you know? And I mean, sure, did I get charged with a DIY a couple of times? Yes. Did I lose time from it and wake up in a pile of felt scraps with googly eyes staring up at me and a popsicle stick stuck to my ass cheek and a couple of half-made puppets in one corner and a haunted sock monkey in the other? Yes, I did. I also huffed aerosol deodorant, which is a way better high than the roll-on. I didn't get into cocaine until I moved to Chicago. And to me, that was just connecting with community, building community. That's what they say to do.
Yes.
I smoked crack once. Was that timer?
That was my timer. Yeah, that was about 30 seconds ago.
Okay. All right. Well, I smoked crack once, but it was my birthday. And I shot heroin for 3 years, and that's the way I'm going to end this set. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's an uplifting story, Laura.
Just say maybe.
It's amazing that because so often people get cross addicted, but you were able to resist the temptation. It was just the alcohol. Just the alcohol and a certain special anything that went with it. So there you go. I mean, man, if you really want to get hot, huff baby diapers. Your eyes will roll back in your head. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. At any rate, our next performer is a guy who comes to these things a lot, and I really enjoy his company when he's here, both on stage and off. Welcome, if you will, Bruce Lipski.
Hello, everybody. Thank you.
Bruce!
Ooh, thank you. You know, the amazing thing about this, Mike, it's a learning experience. You know, I catch the little things that Mike puts in the chat over here. He put a statement over here you can take to Monkey Ward's. And not too many people know what Monkey Ward's is, okay? If you don't know what Monkey Ward's is, it's Montgomery Ward's. It's an old catalog company. And I used to work for Mobile Oil Corporation back in the 70s, and we actually had one of those Monkey Ward catalogs in our employee store. So now fast forward to 2021, the new Monkey Ward's is called Amazon. And my wife is completely hooked on Amazon. We get so many packages that they just rezoned my front porch as a loading dock. You know, it's got to, I'm outside of my house and my front porch is stacked up with boxes. Every time I want to pull a box out, I feel like I'm playing a game of Jenga for Giants. And I'm constantly running from the front porch to the living room to the second floor. My wife calls me her Amazon primate. And my birthday was coming up and she said, Bruce, what do you want? I said, how about a forklift? And the other day, it was really weird. I looked outside. There was a guy sitting in a folding chair on my lawn reading a racing form. I went out there. I said, what are you doing over here? He said the union sent him over here. He's a Teamster. He showed up for his no-show job. Next thing I know, he says...
Oh, wait a minute. You should say that again. No, Bruce, say that joke again because they didn't understand it enough.
Okay, I'll say it again.
Laugh like your ass is coming off.
Okay.
Honey.
I looked outside on my front lawn. There was a guy sitting in a folding chair reading a racing form. I said, "What are you doing over here?" He said, "The union sent him here. He's a teamster. He showed up for his no-show job."
Ha! See? They just
There you go.
needed to hear it twice because it's too smart for
Okay.
them.
All right, very good. I appreciate it. The next thing I know, he says to me, "Are any packages falling off the front porch?" I said, "No." And I'm going to guarantee that. Next thing I know, I'm paying $50 a week for porch pirate protection.
Yeah.
We get so many packages, the post office just issued us our own zip code. And we have the only house in the block. We have valet parking for the delivery drivers. What really upset me is I caught my wife painting in our driveway, big letters, reserved for UPS. I said, "What's that all about?" And I know. I think she's having an affair with the UPS guy. She's constantly bragging about how big his package is. Now she's insisting on only backdoor delivery. What's that all about? I know what Brown's doing for Hugg. What's he doing for me? And the latest is she's at the fantasy role play. I have to dress up in brown shorts, construction boots, and carry a clipboard. Anytime I want to have sex, I got to sign for it. Thankfully, I can order those clothes online. This is making my family life totally miserable. The only smiles in my house now are the ones on the cardboard boxes. But she, we love doing things together. Broadway shows, nice dinners, the UPS guy.
Yeah.
Got to keep it in the family, But she's been obsessed. We've been looking for a new mattress, and there's so many choices out there. All I know is I like mine soft. She likes hers hard. Like I haven't heard that over the last 30 years. I know we had a new mattress delivered to the house, $4,000. It's called an Avocado Mattress. She's going green. She's not going green. She's spending my green. They say it's organic. I don't want organic in my bedroom. I want orgasmic.
Yeah.
This thing started smelling rotten after a while. The mattress, not my wife. Oh man, I wasn't lumpy too. I felt like I was sleeping on a bed of guacamole. What am I, fajita? I said, "What's next? Sour cream pillows?"
Huh.
And she got one of those Craftmatic adjustable beds. Oh boy, don't piss your wife off before bed when you have one of those things. We had an argument. She took the remote control, put the bed in the shape of a V. I said, "I can't get into this bed tonight." She said, "That's not the only V you're not getting into tonight." And I tell you, her temper, our Tempur-Pedic became her Tempur-Pedic. That's how bad it is in my house.
Yeah.
I'll end it on that. You can understand my pain over here. Any problems, go back to the Monkey Ward catalog. Thank you for the history lesson, Mike. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
What's the point of living through it if you can't share it with us, with the younger people, the children, as it were? Okay, so that's really, it's really fun. It's as if some portion of Rodney Dangerfield's soul got reborn into Bruce Lipski. That, my friend, is a very high compliment. Anyway, we have a lot of show tonight, and I want to keep things rolling. We'll be taking a little break when Ned comes on. And
Wait a minute.
First, I want to bring up our next performer, who started out with Chuck and me at the Goods on Colfax Avenue back when. Remember when people could get together in the same room and talk to each other and even touch hands if they. It's been a while, but it used to be like that. And Denise was one of our performers. She's moved to Los Angeles, but through the miracle of a life-threatening global pandemic, she's able to perform with us tonight. If you will. I'm going to stop saying if you will. Denise Winkelman. Denise Winkelman, let us know.
Ooh, hey everyone. Oh my gosh. So good to be here. Thanks for having me. Laura, I learned so much during your set. I really did. So for me, I've never done hard drugs until the pandemic. It's been pretty nonstop the last 6 months or so. But I've been thinking this week, the last couple weeks, about the times in my life when I had privilege. And privilege in my life is like the Bible, like BC before California, and AD like after Denver. So I, like Mike said, I quit my job and moved to Los Angeles 2 weeks before the pandemic started. It's been going swimmingly, guys. I've been unemployed the whole time. Like BC for me, it's because I had privatized health insurance, and AD is like I have been on governmental health insurance. What a difference! Is anyone here on governmental insurance?
I don't think so.
You should thank your lucky stars, because it is a nightmare. I've never felt more like a turd of a human being than being on governmental insurance.
Meh.
If someone treated their pets the way they treat people on governmental health care, they would be sent straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And I was spoiled. I had the fancy privatized insurance. I had the kind of health insurance that where the medical staff saw the card and was like, oh, right this way, Miss Winkelman. You guys ever get that reaction? Like, it's the same reaction that you would get if you carried an American Express black card, or so I've heard. like you walk in and they have like a greeter, like, Miss Winkelman, my name is Margaret and I'll be serving you today. Would you like to wait in our private lounge? Why, yes, Margaret, I believe I would. You enter the lounge and it puts the airport lounge to shame. You walk in and there's a bunch of 22-year-old fitness models like serving drinks. Am I the only one here? Like, am I the only one allowed in that lounge?
Been there.
It's the same treatment like rappers get when they go to the strip club. Or so I've heard. And they're just like, please feel free to check out our tennis and riding courts, like after your appointment. By the way, this is Dolph. He's Chris Hemsworth's bodyguard. And if you need a referral today, like, Dolph will drive you to the specialist in the company Tesla. I like that line. I don't care. Like, I like the company Tesla.
Just ask anytime you want me to have you repeat a joke so people will get it the next time. Happy to step in.
Company Tesla, Chris Hemsworth. Like, that's my happy spot. But you try any of that with governmental insurance, like, first off, you can't even find an office to speak to anyone. You get them on the phone, like, I need an appointment. They give you directions. It's an actual DMV that doubles as a doctor's office. And you walk in, it's just pure chaos. After 3 hours, you get up there, like, the lady at the front desk is smoking Newports, like drinking a straight shot of Barton's. She's like, what do you want? I'm like, I just want an appointment. And she's like, yeah, what are you? And I said, well, I'm trans. And she's like, yeah, we don't do that here. Like, we're going to have to refer you somewhere. And I was like, yeah, what doctor are you referring me to? And she's like, yeah, we don't know, but just somewhere else. And there is no company Tesla. There's no company Tesla. They give you a ride in a murder bus where they're dropping prisoners off on the way. Like, So what I'm trying to say is I've always been a fan of governmental health insurance, but I'm at the point now where I could go either way because you could put lipstick on a turd and it's still a turd. That's really my time and my set, and it's more. It turned into a TED talk at this point.
Yeah.
But my name is Denise Winkelman. Thanks so much for the
Denise
time.
Winkelman. I didn't turn into a TED talk. TED talks are, encouraging. No, come on. Why would you say that, Mike? Why would you even do that? The comics make them feel bad. You were funny, Denise. And by the way, it's unbelievable how many things that you're going to go both ways on in your lifetime. It may be something you want to knit into a pillow of some kind, just to keep yourself from. At any rate, let me just say that I loved it. I'm glad you're there. I'm glad that you're not succumbing to cancel culture with the Playboy hats. And our next performer is someone I have not met, but I look forward to seeing, and I hope you do too. Seether Krishna.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that close?
Oh yeah, it's very close. Sita Raman Radhakrishnan, you got it. Thanks, Mike. Thanks everybody for being
No,
here.
you said you wanted to be Seether. I would have done Seether Raman if I'd known. But anyway, go ahead, please.
You got it. My name is Sita Raman Radhakrishnan. I am a clean comedian. Fuck yeah. My style of comedy is called random bullshit. So let's fuck this mother, okay? Do you all understand my Indian accent?
Yes.
I don't. My comedy is like married sex, people. It never happens. When it does, it feels like a chore. And finally, you guys will fake it just to make me stop performing. I sent one of my comedy videos to my dad. He replied, "Proud of you, son. Loved your TED Talk." What? TED Talk? Excuse me for 1 second, people. Sorry, guys, that was an inside joke. I feel very lucky to be an Indian. If I need a doctor, I got a cousin. If I need a dentist, I got a cousin. If I need a wife, I got a cousin. That's my second inside joke. My grandfather had a pharmacy business back in India. So we've been drug dealers for generations. I'm kidding, guys. I'm a computer engineer by race. My first word was not mama, it was Java. And when my friends were doing PCP, I was doing TCP/IP, which is just geek for internet. Whenever I feel homesick, I call the Dell technical support. I find a relative. Thanks for calling Dell. This is James Wood. How may I help you? Is that Ravi? How is your pet goat doing, man? Has anybody tried spicy Indian food here?
No.
Yeah.
Some people have. I compare it to a divorced spouse. Yeah, both are a pain in the ass when they leave you. Sorry, guys, that was a shitty joke. Or was that a joke about shit? I don't know. I can't make up my mind. Growing up in India was tough, people. Yep.
Yes.
I got kidnapped one time and they made me call my dad. He was like, "You're stupid enough to get yourself kidnapped. Say hello to your new foster parents for me." I didn't grow up with nice neighbors, guys. I had fucked up, sexually oppressed pieces of shit as neighbors. Let's see. We had Peeping Tushar, molesting Mahesh, and then there was groping Ganesh, and nobody liked raping Rakesh. And anyways, he killed himself, so who cares? A girl told me I look like a British celebrity. I asked her, is it James Bond? She said, no, man, it's Mr. Bean with your big nose. I know I have a big nose, people. It got stuck inside a pussy one time. I couldn't wiggle it out. As soon as I landed in the US for my studies, the conservative Hindu guy I am, I said, fuck alcohol and chicken and went straight to beef and cocaine.
Yeah.
Who the fuck decided to name their store BJ's? Are you fucking kidding me? I landed in the US. I got high as shit, and my friend takes me to BJ's. That did not go well, people. I'm running around with my dick hanging out, asking, screaming at people, take me to the glory holes. Take me to the glory holes. Everyone in college called me man with a plan B. I hated condoms. I had sex with an older woman in college, and her 10-year-old drops the F-bomb on me. He said, father.
Oh, no.
I said, fuck you, kid, and got the hell out of there. Am I done?
Yes, you are. I mean,
Okay.
roughly. You got about 30 seconds if you want to.
Oh, yeah. I am not a bad person, people. I did find a girl choking and I saved her life. Yep, I told her it's easier to swallow. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for your time. Thanks, Mike.
You're very welcome, Seether. You're very welcome. A joke too far. Seether, a joke too far. Radhakrishnan. Anyway, come on. Why do I do that? Why am I so cruel? Not cruel. An asshole. Anyway, our next performer, a long time, I used to say friend of mine, but he corrected me the last time I introduced him, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to say somebody I've known for quite a while. We used to live in California together. He was writing on shows and I was writing on shows, never the same show. Now he
My shows are actually broadcast.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Did you get me, huh? All right.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah. You dropped the hammer in a big, big way. And just as I was about to say, please welcome Ned Rice.
How thoughtful. Mike, I think that given time and patience, I think we could become frenemies, if that's okay. I'm pretty sure that's doable. I had a weird day today.
I already have the half of that I want with you.
Okay. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for jumping in there.
Anyway.
Back to me. I had the weirdest day today. I got a friend request on Facebook from Cheryl Ladd. Anybody remember who that is?
Yes.
Oh my God. It's just amazing because I friended her so much when I was in high school. Sometimes a couple times a day. And it's just so kind of like closure. It's nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, I hope everybody had a good International Women's Day today. I don't know if you heard about that. Today's the day we celebrate women, their brilliance, their beauty, their wisdom, the fact that all of us were birthed by a woman, our culture, our civilization. We owe so much to women. Today we celebrate that. Also today, ladies get in free at the ballpark, accompanied by a man, of course, so we know they're normal. So that's International Women's Day. I asked my girlfriend, I said, did you have a good International Women's Day? And she said, fine. It was fine. So I'm sure that means good. That's a good thing. I also heard today that March is International Women's Month. I can't think of anything funny to say about that. I'm just drawing a blank. It's just like, what is there? Except I noticed that during Women's International Women's Month, the first 2 weeks are really good. And then week 3 gets a little tense. And then it gets really tense. And then there's a lot of junk food. And then week 4 is fine. So that's International Women's Month in my view. I think I should probably go now. Would that be good?
No,
also, I don't know. Did anyone see Meghan and Harry on Oprah's show last night? I was watching The Crown, so I think I probably screwed up. Did anyone see the interview? Anybody?
I did not see that. No.
It was heartbreaking. Do you realize these two young people, Harry and Meghan, are now essentially uncastled. Did you know that? Like, where are they supposed to live? On their yacht? We can't allow this, folks. This is not okay. We're the richest country in the world. So good. So this is the part of the show where you kind of relax and you don't have to worry about laughing. You can kind of collect yourself and restart. It's kind of a restart. I've got a girlfriend. Yeah, take a breather. That's exactly right, Mike. Good point. I've got a girlfriend who's a millennial. She's very young, and I'm kind of a creep that way. So, but no, she's a lovely person, and we're very happy together. And despite the age difference, like we find that we're going through sort of life milestones together. Like this week, I find out I have to wear bifocals, and also this week, my girlfriend found out she's getting her wisdom teeth. So we're kind of going at life in that way. She's the only issue I have is she has ADHD. She has it pretty bad, and they didn't have ADHD when I was a kid. We had to finish everything, and so it's kind of hard for me to. Her favorite book is called Eat, Pray. So that's how pronounced. That's bad. But the thing is, here's the thing. We learn so much from each other, despite the age. It's actually helpful. Like this week, she taught me how to create a website with a secure database, and I taught her how to make lye soap with bear grease and wood ashes. So we each bring something different to the mix, to the table, if you want to call it. It's such a pleasure. Wow. It's such a difference too, because I am a divorced person. My marriage was very, very unhappy. We were not compatible we just didn't have nothing in common. And honestly, I mean, we can talk now. I'm bombing, so we've kind of bonded that way. We had a terrible sex life. My ex-wife used to actually give me the wrap it up sign during sex, which you don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. I can remember, so many times I'd be going at it like, oh, sweetie, so you're so beautiful. Oh, I got the light. Shit. Okay, well, that's my time. I've been your husband. Have a nice evening. So yeah, that's all in the past. I'm sorry, what?
I said, thank you, Ned.
Oh, is that your way of saying I'm all done?
Well, you said good night.
No, that was his bit.
That was the bit. Oh my God.
Mike, I've begged you to come to rehearsal, Mike, and you refused to do it.
Oh, I should have known.
We went over this afternoon during the dress and during the tech. Where were you? I don't know. Maybe you were online. I don't know.
I was being interviewed by Oprah.
I see. Okay.
They wanted an incredible commoner's view.
Okay. So we're back in make-believe land. That's good, Mike. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Well, I feel bad now. If you have another joke.
No, I'm out of the business now. But thank you for putting me out on such an ignominious note. That was truly hateful. And I'm going to get you, Mike. I know where you live, and it's just a matter of time. Thanks, everybody.
Someday there'll be a knock at your door.
Yes, and it'll be a knock joke.
Man there, he'll say, "I'm from Paul Lazaro." All right. Anyway,
fun stuff.
Slaughterhouse-Five, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
A little Kurt Vonnegut reference. You don't just laugh at the open mic. I say this every week. You don't just laugh. What else do you
cry? You cry.
You cry.
What?
Sometimes you bomb. Ned, case in point.
Right here. Ate it.
And sometimes you learn is the word I was looking for.
I see. It's advotational.
Yes, it's
not really a word.
I want Seether in the chat. Tell me where you were performing from. And our next performer is performing from Romania. So please welcome, if you will. He's not the rest of the show, but he's the Bucharest of the show. No problem. I'll be here all week doing exactly this, but with no other people on the call for the rest of the day. Kind of sad, really. My wife keeps saying, "Mike, come upstairs," but I don't. Anyway, you guys are great. Please welcome James Longshore.
Yay!
As usual, an introduction that is arguably funnier than my set. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing tonight? It's great to see everybody again. Some people for the first time. First times are usually good. It's when you get to know each other that you get to hate each other. All right. So, yes, Mike, thank you for letting me go a little later in the show. In Romania, where I am, the show starts at 5 a.m. So I needed a little time for the coke to kick in. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready, folks. How are you, Mike? How are you?
Oh, I'm well. I'm well. Thank you very much. I appreciate
Really?
that.
Okay, you know, you can be honest with me. Like, don't worry about all these people here. They're just here to tell some jokes. They don't care about you.
Yeah, you know, I gotta tell you, James, I don't care enough about you to lie. So I'm fine.
You know, honesty is the funniest policy, so that's good.
All right, but I'm glad we had this chat.
On that note, I have been getting some emails from Chuck. Hi, Chuck. And they say that the show is hosted by Golden Globe winner Mike Langworthy. And I'm like, okay, but what for? Like, what did he win the Golden Globe for? You know, because these days you got to be careful. Like, a guy can win like a tech award for a spoken word album, and on the internet he's Grammy-winning artist, right? So you know, I wanted to find out. And did you know that Google cannot answer a simple question? Like, what did Mike Langworthy win a Golden Globe for? And I get like, you know, a bunch of random stuff, IMDb this, overall deal in 2000 that. And, you know, so I went down a bit of a rabbit hole. And I'm going to take you guys along on that rabbit hole with me.
Like now.
Yes, yes. And without all the annoying pointing and clicking, maybe some pointing and laughing, that happens sometimes. Because I live in Romania now, but I lived in LA for 10 years at what was probably the height of his career. And it is interesting. It's not really funny, it's more interesting, but I figure everybody else has been funny. I can be interesting. I don't know what all the pressure is to be funny on these comedy shows.
Good to see you resisting it.
So it turns out that I am like just a few degrees of Kevin Bacon from Mike, or rather he's a few degrees of Kevin Bacon from me. And number one, he wrote an episode of the sitcom Grand, which my second best friend growing up in New York City was a series regular on. Number two, a sketch comedy pilot with John Lovitz. And I used to work with John Lovitz when he would come into Paradise Cove and order food and drinks, and I would serve them to him.
Wow.
James, I don't know how to tell you this.
My time's up.
That's not working with, exactly.
Well, that was comedy. That was humor.
That's working near John Lovitz.
You were perfect. It was perfect. I just decided I would ruin your joke by trying to make a bullshit joke of my own, okay?
Okay, well, I'm going to continue. I'm going to move on from this because have you been to Paradise Cove? You've probably been to Paradise Cove, right, Mike? Ned? I have.
I've been to Suffrage.
What?
Never mind. No, I haven't been to Paradise Cove. I'm sorry.
No, but Ned has. I personally have very fond memories of Paradise Cove. That's where I got my DUI. And the special musical guest that night was Gary Busey, so I should have known. You know, like that would be a great foreshadowing in a novel, but this is real life. And I got caught in the Gary Busey police trap. That DUI was not meant for me. It was meant for Gary Busey. Nobody remembers Gary Busey, but I kind of look like him.
His nickname was actually Scary Abusey.
Does his quip count towards my time?
No.
No. I never charge anything against anybody for time that I waste of theirs. So go ahead.
Oh, it's never wasting time. So finally, adding to his credibility, his writing partner was the line producer on one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, Herman's Head, which means that his partner produced all the great punchlines I loved on Herman's Head.
Yeah.
Unless he was producing a different kind of line.
No, he wasn't. It was.
Anyway, what's my point? What's my point? I don't know. I still don't know what Mike Langworthy won a Golden Globe for, but I did find out that I probably laughed at a whole lot of his jokes when I was growing up, and it took COVID to bring us together apart on Zoom. And Mike is a great host. He's a great host, and I think that the 17th or 18th worst thing Hitler did was ruin Heil for all of us. Because it really just means hail, like hail to the sheep, like we say to the president. And I'd really like to be like, hail Mike right now. But, then I'd be calling him Hitler, comparing myself to a Nazi, and Hitler Schmittler, right?
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for not comparing me to Hitler.
I didn't say I didn't compare you to Hitler. But Hitler Schmittler, right? Like maybe that was his real name, Adolf Hitler Schmittler, and he was just king of the self-hating Jews. Yes. All right. One out loud laugh on Zoom equals 5 laughing on the inside. So I'm going to end there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's great to see you.
Great, James. And next week we're going to have a little seminar on the difference between laughing at and laughing with.
James, Mike won the Golden Globe for charting the Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria.
Yeah, I used to
Was
be
that on Netflix?
Or drinking the Santa Maria or something like that.
I used to be, so anyway.
And the pina colada, right?
Well, if you like pina colada. But
I mean, didn't everybody just hear him say that and then start singing?
As soon as you say if you like pina colada.
Can you repeat that joke? Sometimes you have to repeat a joke a second time.
Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna have to include that in my repertory. I mean, twar. Here's the thing. The 1 week I don't have a incredibly long introduction. We have a performer from another era in show business. I love it when the old timers come in here and they do their jokes. Sometimes it's like a Henny Youngman type of thing with "Take my wife, please," or "I don't get no respect" or anything. This guy comes from a time before language, but after we learned how to make people laugh. So, son of Og, ladies and gentlemen. Woohoo!
Honda, golden die. Honda, dunda, dunda. Honda, do, da, da. Honda, dunda, dunda. Holding dunda do gadai. Oh, oh, ha, oh, oh, ha, oh, Handigandade, oh, ha, 110 bende, Hogandine, oh, Gandide, holiday, oh, 100, oh, get it back. Oh, hundred and then get the 100 and better. Who can do that? Ah, 100 can do that. Hundred and then Holololo, holololo, psst, 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 aga, holololo, holololo, psst, psst, ha, holololo, holololo, psst, ha, hundred, hundred and then hundred. Honey bende hole lida are oh 100 and oh gande donne oh gande oh gande donne da oh gande what do I oh gande oh yeah oh, 100 gande, honey bende, hole,
That's Hugg, son of Og, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
I didn't know that he has that same professionalism with his after show routine as he does with his So our next performer has been very patient this evening, and he's been in the show, so he's kind of been an inpatient, if you get what I'm saying. Thank you. Maybe, Bruce, maybe I should repeat that one to make sure that they get it. Oh, they got it, Mike. They got
Twice.
Yeah, probably at least twice. It would be
Once in French.
Oh, I don't speak French. I never surrendered anything in my life. Anyway, Jeffrey's been very patient, and he's been developing very quickly as a comedian since he started on this show. I guess he's doing other mics too. Not that I'm jealous, just because I discovered him. Anyway, please give him a big round of applause. We're all friends here. Well, we're nearly all friends here. So big hand for Jeffrey Burden, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
That's a beautiful view of Michigan from Toledo that you have there.
Isn't it? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Yes. Mike.
Yes.
I
should shut up.
appreciate the loving, man. I appreciate the love. I really do. And it's times like these. I don't know where to start my set, quite honestly. Okay.
All right. I get it.
I'll let me reel it in. Everybody. Yes. No. This right here. This is real. Seriously, it's real. No. I'm not. Everybody. I'm not tech savvy. I am not tech savvy. I'm not a Luddite, but I'm proficient with the Nintendo. If that gives you an idea of how tech savvy I am. Okay. Yeah. I'm with my friend one day. I'm with my friend. Him and I are posing for a picture with my phone, and we're smiling. I'm trying to get that perfect angle, and I can't get it. And he stops and he turns and he yells at me and he says, "All right, you got to get this right. We're starting to look gay." I was like, "You're starting to sound like an asshole." You know, I too. I'm a little touchy, guys. I take things, ladies and gentlemen. I take things a little. I don't know. I'm just touchy. Damn it. You know, like I especially in my younger days with the ladies, I was so hooked on trying to get with the ladies in my 20s and my 30s, and you know, it's died down significantly. But you know, like this one gal, I was dating her in high school. I graduate, we break up, and I'm like, I gotta get her back. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna enlist in the military. I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm gonna go active duty. And my dad's like, "Son, you why don't you join the National Guard?" I'm like, "No, I'm going active. I gotta prove it. I love it." And he's like, "I'm telling you, try the National Guard." I'm like, "Fine, I'll try the National Guard." In a couple days in basic training, I'm like, "I hate the National Guard. It sucks." It's awful. There I go with my arms again, you guys. There I go again. I am as hyper as an 8-year-old. I'm a 43-year-old inside of an 8-year-old's body. I know I look like a Muppet at a Metallica concert, like, rock on, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
You sure you're not just Italian?
I am Italian. Yeah. Yes. I'm just, yeah. On my mother's side, it's yes. Also, I'm also working on that for a bit, but that's not important right now. Everybody, the women, right? I'm so passionate. I was passionate, right? I break up with that girl, that young lady at the time, and I meet this other gal, and I'm like, "Oh God, I'm going to rock star. I'm going to lift weights and get talented and turn her on." You know, it doesn't work out. You know, I work so hard to be with these gals, and with my wife, I didn't do shit. Okay. She's just like, "That guy is the guy for me. He acts like nothing is important." You know, it's like, it was a less is more situation. Now, I tell you what I was motivated by with my wife. Okay. You've been listening, right?
I'm listening.
She says to me, "If we get married, we can go to Walt Disney World." And I'm like, "You mean Star Tours?" The force has awakened. The force has awakened. Oh my God. You know, I couldn't go. I couldn't say, "Damn it, Jeffrey, look, 7 years into the future. You just graduated college. You're poor as hell. It's not a good time." No, it was like I was seduced by Mickey Mouse, you know. "Come on, marry the girl. Then you can come see me." You know, you know, I'm a 43-year-old stuck in an 8-year-old's body, you know. Seriously, it's like, "Where's Jeff?" "I saw him go into a car with a stranger that offered him candy." You know? What can I say? I love chocolate covered peanuts, everybody. It's true, you know, but you know, I would say if a guy would offer me candy, I'd be like, "Well, my wife said I'm supposed to mow the lawn, but oh, you've got chocolate covered peanuts. All right, for a little bit, maybe." All right, everybody. My name's Jeffrey Bird II. You've all been lovely. Thank you and have a great evening.
ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Milk chocolate nuts. Well,
That's my name on Grinder.
yeah. Not to mention your most recent wet dream. So anyway, we had a very special person just check in a minute ago, and I just can't resist because I always bust her chops because I do these long introductions to her because it's funny to me and nobody else, and I make these long introductions.
It's funny to my mom and dad.
It's
Right, you do that. You do that on other shows. On this one, you'd be biting into my stage time, which, you know, I know you're a little upset with me, but I don't think it's necessary to do that.
No, Chuck, we have a lot of history together, and I don't want to.
Specifically history, is that what you're going with right there, Mr. Zing Zing Zinger?
Specifically, we have a lot of history. I don't want to ruin the relationship.
I get it. I forgot our anniversary. I get it. I forgot the 1 year anniversary of Apocalypse Comedy Show.
Not the anniversary. It's not.
And you're pissed.
No,
Chuck, got it.
Chuck, it's not the anniversary. I hate when you do that all the time. God, and I hate sleeping on the couch too. By the way, just saying.
Right. Weird.
I'm just saying. Sometimes
totally weird because you own your own home.
You want to do a favor for a friend, and it's all me. It's all, oh, what's happens at Chuck's time? When is it Chuck's turn?
We had a plan. You posted in the chat the lineup, and then.
Yeah. You ever heard of calling an audible? Huh?
Right.
All right. Fine.
Right.
You know what, everybody? I can't.
I heard your book on Audible.
I can't fight this battle anymore. Hey, everybody, here's a really funny guy that I know you're going to love. I love him. Chuck Roy. Roy. Sorry.
You remembered. Thank you, Mike. I'm sorry I forgot our anniversary. You're right, Mike. You know, I'm so forgetful.
How forgetful are you? I said, It's like the I've been your husband bit. I'm so, Jesus, now I feel stupid.
Oh, right. Mike, the first anniversary gift is paper. You'll be safe. 3rd year anniversary, Mike. 3rd year anniversary is leather. What are you going to give the man who has everything?
Hello. Jesus Christ.
Mike, what's the best thing about forgetting a pizza in the oven for 2 hours?
You know what? What is the best thing about that?
Firemen!
I like how you come to the point of view.
Oh, Mike, you're so right. Mike, you're right. I'm forgetful. I understand. Mike, I'm so forgetful.
How forgetful are you?
Mike, my astrological sign is blinking.
Really? That is forgetful. There's only 12 astrological signs. Blinking isn't one of them. No, I'm just saying. What I'd like to know is, are you forgetful?
I don't know if it's funny. You have to tell me later if it technically is funny. Blinking, it's the only word that fit. I reviewed it. I was like, it's not funny at all, but it seems to work, and it probably worked during this show.
A real artist, Chuck, like yourself, doesn't just say funny things. He says things funny, and that's what you do. But are you forgetful at all is what I'd like to know.
Mike, when I forget where I parked my car, it's because the car was stolen.
Yeah, that was not funny.
Don't try.
I'm fucking with you, Chuck. Of course.
That one on the list. Just keeper, obviously a keeper. That was like a brand new back to school supply, a tractor keeper. Just give it. Mike, I am so forgetful.
Are you forgetful?
Mike, when I make out my grocery list, I always forget exercise. Like, I am so forgetful.
How forgetful.
Like, I forget people's names, right? Host
Yeah.
guy.
Right, Asian guy? Is that what you said?
I said host guy.
Oh, okay.
Look, I researched some of this, Mike. I went to that academic database. What's it? You know the one.
Sure.
And
Could have written something down.
there was a researcher, a woman, talented. You know, it's a month of celebrating talented women, and this researcher. What's on? She, you get her name. She studied and found the 4 motivators for forgetting, Mike.
You
Retrieval
remember what they are?
They are retrieval failure, interference, failure to store, which is how I forget my grocery list. And then a motivated failure, motivated forgetting, which is what I'm going to do with all of this material.
Ned Rice is feeling pretty damn good right now.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
oh.
Well, if I want to feel good, I'll just watch the opening of this show.
Okay, that's good. That'll work. That will work.
That might work.
Any week.
You got more forgetful stuff, or don't you know? Chuck?
Sorry, what?
There you go. Sometimes acting is involved. For you kids who are just starting out, just try to remember that.
What's that again, Mike? What?
There's also a thing called a callback. Seether, you'll probably because then you can do the porn stuff, then you can do a hot Indian food thing, and do a callback on the hot Indian food thing when you tell your friend that it's better if they swallow. Okay, so anyway.
Mike, what did they call a callback before there were phones?
I don't know.
Ask who?
I'm assuming you were there.
Ask who?
But I wasn't into comedy then. I was not a comedian at the time.
You were a surveyor, right?
Yes, I was a surveyor. And you know what? Sacagawea really knew her way around the Missouri River Valley.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
super
now
hot.
she just remembered for Donna Reed playing her in a movie and being hot in a leather dress. And who isn't really when you come right to it? Right, Chuck?
Hey.
I love your leather dress.
What do you get the man who has everything?
Another leather dress. Hey, but you know, all the time that we're chatting, we're not bringing up our headliner for the evening, who is just
really needs no introduction.
No, she doesn't need an introduction, but she gets one every week. She gets an introduction, sometimes 7 or 8 of them. And Jessica was at another show tonight before this because apparently somebody's more important than the open mic. Which is fine, got to make a living, and if turning a couple of tricks somewhere in Chicago works for you, then I'm all in favor of it. And I'm not saying that. Maybe I put that badly, because that doesn't. I was thinking that we're all
A
prostitutes.
person could take that the wrong way, Mike.
That's exactly what I said to my wrestling coach. And he, I'm just trying to help you make weight. I thought he was lying then, and I think he's lying now. Please welcome a woman who comes from one of the most bizarre states in the Union, Iowa. Which is just, what kind of a state?
Bordered by what again?
Well, on the north, I believe it's bordered by Minnesota.
Normal people.
Correct. Oh,
but
Oh.
normal people. That's good in its own.
way to hate.
Jessica, she's made a special trip to come over here, so I don't want to delay her getting on stage at all. I'm sure that she's all ready to go and just raring to make you people laugh. And she lives in one of the most interesting cities in the country, the city with broad shoulders, a hog butcher to the world. Not Jessica herself. She's not a hog butcher.
And her shoulders are normal size.
She's a comic with broad shoulders. And she was actually on the cover of Dog Walker Quarterly last time.
Whoa.
Yeah. Not wearing a collar and on all fours. She was actually walking the dogs herself. So I think it's important to make that point because I did the poorly thought out thing about turning a couple of tricks. It's not
about her being a whore.
She's not that way at all. She's
no, not true.
Didn't put those together either.
Unless the guy who calls the agency asks for that. So anyway, please welcome, if you will, Jessica Misra, ladies.
Oh my God. Between that introduction and the only thing behind me being a broom, this is the worst International Women's Day ever.
At least you flew here. There's a broom in the background. Am I right? She flew here on a broom.
There he is.
Walked in.
Oh my
Thanks,
God.
Hillary.
Live from Harry Potter's closet. Jessica Misra. Guys, did you hear that? Also, Chuck, I have an answer to that. What was the callback before the phone joke?
Oh, what was it?
It was "Come back."
That's pretty good.
Thank you. That was truly only for Chuck. All right, so let's continue.
Well, then it's good he's the only one that laughed.
Guys, I love my mom. I try to love her every single day. She makes it really hard. Like the other day she posted this little fetus jumping out of a womb, and under it just said, "I love babies." And there was only one comment on it, and it was her. And it said, "I don't care about the gender or the race. I just love babies."
Oh God.
Oh my
And it's
God.
like, I hope you don't care about the race.
Oh man.
I love steak.
I think I wouldn't ever smoke with my kids. I would never smoke weed with my kids because I'm just scared that they would cough a bunch and embarrass me. And it's like because I don't smoke with them, they're not gonna have good weed etiquette. They're gonna have to learn on their own, and they're gonna be like not good weed people. It's just gonna be like puff, 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 puff. It's like you gotta pass, dude.
Nice.
So greedy. I read somewhere that like Monopoly is like propaganda for like capitalism. I think they like made it to like seem like capitalism is like great, but it's like, wow, doesn't everybody fucking hate Monopoly?
Yep.
It's like a game that takes like 17 hours and no one likes each other after.
Yeah.
I think that's actually great propaganda for capitalism. They're like, hey, the American dream is dead. You know how I know? Okay, I think we are a true capitalist society. Money is the most important thing. And you know how I know money is the most important thing? Is because there are tons of stories of people getting left at the altar and still going on their honeymoon.
Yeah.
You have the worst day of your life and you go to a couples retreat in Mexico because it's a good deal. Okay, I don't have more about that, but I think it's hilarious, right? That's just like crazy that you're like crying on the beach being like, well, at least I have 2 margaritas. It's like, just don't go on the trip, guys. But everyone's like, well, I wouldn't get a refund. That's just stupid. It's like, I already took the time off of work. Okay. I had a dream that I had smaller boobs and I was so disappointed. Yeah. I was like, I just thought I'd be skinnier, I was just it was the most realistic dream I've ever had. I just lost weight where I liked it. And Very cool. Okay, I have one more joke. I really didn't have that much today. Governor Cuomo, he said that there's no way that he'll resign amid the sexual harassment allegations because he just cannot take no for an answer. Anyway, happy International Women's Month.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Can't take no from it. He did offer to put all of those women in a nursing home, however, free of charge. So,
Gentlemen.
I thought that he took the first step towards a reconciliation.
Mhm.
You know?
Oh God.
And, he told us all in the media that he was just trying to give these girls a shot, and he misunderstood, and they didn't understand what he was trying. You know what I'm saying? Is just like, no, vaccine, the vaccine. Oh, really? Your penis is a syringe? That's the thing. The Cuomos they've been holistic healers for generations. People don't know that about the Cuomos. I don't see why they think so much shit for the
serum.
I think that you should do a lot more jokes about taking the honeymoon trip without getting married and just being, throwing shit at people at the pool. Stop kissing.
Yeah, you go to the most romantic place ever to be like the saddest you've ever been. It's like
And you know what? You would still have at least a 50-50 chance of getting laid. At least.
Oh yeah.
Just say, honey, why don't you go up to the room and change your clothes? I'm just going to talk to this lady here. She seems kind of sad.
And she's drinking a lot.
She's drinking a lot, so I like my chances. You know what I mean, honey? Come on, we were best friends before we got married. What's the problem now? All right, anyway. Those are all the performers that we have tonight. And plus one more person. And I just wanted to say one thing, because a couple of people are here who haven't been here when I've given this pitch before. I'm going to cycle through these really quickly. 10% of every ticket sales for the Apocalypse show that we do on Sunday nights goes to support Elevating Connections, which helps siblings separated in foster care to reconnect with each other. And I find it just bizarre that siblings get separated in foster care, but they do, and Elevating Connections helps to get them reconnected. Every year I write a musical that my daughter performs in at a place called Magic Moments. It's a special needs friendly theater group here. All the songs in it are ASCAP and BMI melodies, so you can be sure that every song in the show is at least very well known, and many of them are great songs. And even then ones that are not so great are really famous songs. And then of course, the dialogue is going to be hilarious because I write it. I write it along with other people, by the way. I'm not the only person that writes, but I do write it. And it's an incredible thing. 175 people in the cast, 50 of them are people with special needs, and the company finds a way to use them all usefully. It's great. And Sunday at 7, I mentioned it before, but it's the Apocalypse Comedy Show, which is a showcase that Chuck co-hosts. Well, Chuck hosts and I co-host with him. But he's the top dog. He's the one that knows the other half of the forgetful jokes on Apocalypse. That's every Sunday, and those are really cool. Upcoming on May 16th is a Big Fat Apocalypse Wedding.
Jessica Misra headlining.
Jessica will be headlining that show.
Yay!
And she'll probably be headlining from Acapulco while she'll be weeping by the pool. You should just go to that thing and pretend that you're sad because your thing got broken up. I mean, your chances would just skyrocket.
Free drinks all week.
That'd be so genius. You know how much money you'd save?
Yeah, exactly.
I would do that.
Tons.
Absolutely do that.
Well, I'm just telling you. So anyways,
And,
I want to say
Mike.
one more time. Denise, Bruce Lipski, Laura, Justin Donato, Laura Hugg, Denise Winkelman, James Longshore, Ed Smythe, who is Hugg, son of Og, in his other form, Seether, Radhakrishnan, Jeffrey Burden. I asked Seether to tell me where he was in the world. He performed tonight. Ned Rice, of course, gave us a little breather from the comedy. And Chuck.
It was more like a lesson in humility, I think, Mike.
Not for all of us, Chuck. It wasn't, Ned.
Wow. Okay.
No, come on.
It starts when they can't remember names.
That's the that's the first sign. That's the first sign.
And
you know what happens next.
And yep, what happens next is people don't understand that a guy is doing a bit about someone claiming he was forgetful. So anyway, it's been a lovely show, and you guys have been great. And if anybody wants to hang around, we usually chat after these shows a little bit, talk a little shop, talk comedy, and probably get a little travelogue going about.
Hey Mike,